this team is willing to go wherever, play whomever. We have the confidence that we can get a result against whomever.
Looking for White yet again. Blake Pause. There's the chip by White, and it's in for Brian White. That was majestic. And Troy finishes beautifully.
Whatever happened in the regular season is not important. Just to come in the playoffs, and now everything counts on the playoffs.
Ibrahimovic. It's lovely from Zlatan. It's fantastic.
Talon Energy Stadium has never seen a playoff win. Today, on the banks of the Delaware River, the Union get another shot at getting over the postseason hump. So far, home teams are 4 for 4 in the Audi 2019 MLS Cup playoffs. Will Dupe make it 5 for 5? Marco Fabian was billed as the star who'd push Philly over the top, but this year, the team is the star, and the Mexican DP isn't even in Jim Curtin's starting 11. Stay tuned to find out who is. The Red Bulls, meanwhile, are no strangers to playoff soccer. It's been a year of transition for the red side of New York. No longer juggernauts. Can they embark on a historic run of their own? Could this year, of all years, be the one? MLS Cup comes back to Harrison. The journey starts today. 4 games down, all chalk on Saturday. Sunday, we've got 2. The Union, Red Bulls on FS1 at 3 p.m. And the Loons, Minnesota United, hosting the Los Angeles Galaxy and Zlatan on ESPN. Here is your bracket. This is the AT&T MLS studio. I'm Andrew Wiebe, and you know these guys. Benny Feilhaber, Charlie Davies, and Bobby Warshaw. A new playoff format, guys, and it brought the goods yesterday. 4 games, all of them exciting. 4 home teams, all winning. What did it mean, Benny?
It meant that the playoffs are fun again. I think nobody wanted to see those 2 legs anymore, especially the first leg of those 2 legs. And we're witnessing something with a lot more fun to it. And even the games that I think weren't played great, they had a lot of excitement to it. So I think that's what we want to see, and we had a lot of fun with it.
What a lesson, Charlie. Handle your business in the regular season, because if you do, you get a home game. And if you have a home game, at least on Saturday, you walked away and your season continued.
You play in front of your home fans. They push you, they drive you throughout the game, and you're comfortable. It's that feeling of playing at home that you know what to expect, and these teams, they prevailed.
Bobby, you wrapped it up, and if people aren't reading your columns, they absolutely should. What's the big takeaway? What's the gut feeling?
It was nice to see that all 4 games played out differently. The first game was end-to-end. The second game was wild and had goals. The third game with Toronto and DC, a little bit more of a defensive battle. And the fourth one, more quality on the ball. You got to see the full array of the way teams around this league want to play in big games.
All right, let's see it. The fastest 3 minutes in Major League Soccer. 4 games to get through as we look ahead to Sunday's action. And we will start at Mercedes-Benz, where the Tifo is going up with one face on it. That's Joseph. He will kick you if you get in his way. And Pity Martinez, Charlie, was kicking nobody because he wasn't on the team.
No, he wasn't. And New England was expected to just sit back and defend. But they were on the front foot. They started that way, and Atlanta was up to the challenge. Some adjustments at halftime, the 63rd minute, and then Barco with this moment of brilliance, the pass to Escobar, who made no mistake, lights it up, upper netting. Matt Turner had no chance, anticipating a cross. They were rolling. Michael Parkhurst was brilliant this game, anticipating plays, intelligent defending, and I wish him a full recovery.
Dislocated shoulder, a little bit of a scary moment there. Some scary moments for Atlanta too, but in the end they prevailed. 1-0, the defending champions march on. Sounders, they figured number 7 seed FC Dallas. We got this, right? 2-0, we got this, right, Bobby?
Yeah, they went up early, and they certainly thought they had it, Andrew. They started to coast. They chilled for about 40 minutes, and Dallas punished them. This goal here is the equalizer from Matt Hedges, 2-2. Seattle go up 3-2 because that's what Seattle do, but then Dallas fight back again. This Brian Acosta header on the corner kick made it 3-3, and from that point, it looked like Dallas were the team that were more likely to score through the end of regulation and through extra time, and Stephen Fry saved the Sounders. Give them a chance for this. A bouncing ball in the box. Jordan Morris gets the last header, finishes off his hat trick, and saves the Sounders from the embarrassment at home.
First hat trick in his career. We go to BMO Field. Greg Vanney's got nice flow, but the game didn't really have a ton of flow, Benny, and partially that was because there was no Josie Altidore. But there is a rebound and there is a goal, and Bill Hamid, he's going to want that back.
There wasn't much to talk about in this game other than Bill giving up that goal until this last second of the game. Rodriguez sticks it in the back of the net, just following it up on the back post. And we got a game. Somehow we got a game. Toronto woke up, and they played fantastic in the first half of overtime and completely iced the game. 4 goals. The first one, Richie Larea, and then this one from Osorio on the baby bounce. What a finish.
We did not see the Nick DeLeon banger. He celebrated that one. Remember, he was on DC just last year. Nick Rimando, final season, last hurrah. How will it end? Well, we don't yet know, Bobby.
Well, he gets at least one more game, and this might have been the play of the day. Aaron Herrera with the long-range volley, Steve Clark with the big save, and Damir Kreilach put RSL ahead. Started at center striker in this game. RSL fluid throughout, but it's playoff time, so what's that mean?
Dairon Espria.
So it's 1-1. João Plata comes on, and he gives RSL even more of an attacking push. Jefferson Savarino scores the winner, and it felt like the just result. RSL were excellent on the day.
Snow and rain in that game. We got more rain today. Here is your bracket. My bracket is perfect. There's a 1 next to my name in the rankings for the bracket challenge, me and probably a bunch of other people. So far, chalk. So today, we're going to find out who LAFC play. Will it be the Loons or the Galaxy? Atlanta United, they'll be watching this Philly-New York Red Bulls game awfully closely. Anybody else perfect? No? Probably not? No? I'm the only one?
Congratulations going chalk,
Cool.
Levy.
Cool. Hey,
Congrats.
4 for 4, man. 4 for 4. I'll take it. Here's what the fans thought and maybe where they were wrong. Portland Timbers fans thought they'd pull the upset. Didn't happen for them. Galaxy fans, they're pretty confident. They're in a nice mood heading into today at 69% accuracy there for them. They think on the road. Loons fans and the others, a little bit less so, 31% for them. And, of course, got that Atlanta pick right. We'll see if the Union get their pick right as well. Do you guys agree with the fans right now? And I also wonder who gets a road win, because I heard you say, Benny, before we went on air, that the odds are with at least one road team. And that would bust my bracket.
Yeah, I think one road team gets it done today. I don't know which one, but maybe both. But I think they both have a realistic chance. The games yesterday, although very exciting, I thought the home teams probably had the edge, other than the one that I picked DC to win. But I really see one of the road teams putting up a performance.
You guys gonna go out on a limb? Give me a prediction here. Who has the best chance, and who will do it?
I'm telling you right now, it's Galaxy, because you have Zlatan, Pavone, and they know they need to focus on defending. If they can defend first and counter through Zlatan with his hold-up play and release Ariel Antuna and Pavone into space, they have themselves the best chance to win. Now, Philly, if they don't play, if some of these players are injured, some of their star players, and they're not available, New York Red Bull have a good chance of going through.
Yep, team is the star for the Union, but if their team is not complete, that could be a big issue. We are watching very closely the status of Kasper Shabilko, 15 goals this year. We will have a couple more shows for you today. We'll see you after Philly Red Bulls. We'll wrap that up, all the highlights, all the analysis. Then we'll be back before Minnesota United and the Galaxy for the pregame show with all those lineups. And then we will wrap up the entire first round of the Audi 2019 MLS Cup playoffs after the final whistle of Minnesota Galaxy. The first round, we'll put a bow on it and look ahead to the conference semifinals. The first game on Sunday. We're about to see it. That's the Commodore Barry Bridge. This is Talon Energy Stadium. Philadelphia Union, New York Red Bulls, 3 p.m. Eastern. You can watch it in the U.S. on FS1 and Fox Deportes. Up north in Canada on TSN and TVA Sports. Check it out there. At Talon Energy Stadium is Jillian Sakovits for our AT&T call to the field, and she is racking up the frequent flyer miles as usual because, Jill, you were in Atlanta last night to see Atlanta United win 1-0. What did you see from the defending champions?
Andrew, first off, I saw a lot of smiles at Mercedes-Benz Stadium leaving there last night. Nearly 70,000 fans. The players had that energy. They had the smiles. But, Andrew, no smile was bigger than that of Frank de Boer. After I talked to him after the game, he was as happy as I've seen him yet this season. So there was a lot of pressure on him going into that game. Could the manager get his first MLS playoff win? And he did. He admitted it was nerve-wracking, but now this team is feeling really good. So that's the good. The bad, obviously, is the fact that we saw Michael Parkhurst go down the way that he did with just 90 seconds to play. And this is a big damper on Atlanta United. They went from having a fully fit squad on decision day with lots of options to now finding themselves without Miles Robinson and Michael Parkhurst on Thursday when they face the winner of this game here behind me. So we'll see what happens. We saw Frank de Boer go to 4 in the back in the 64th minute, and 5 minutes later, they score. The last time they went with that lineup was August 31st here actually at Talon Energy Stadium against the Philadelphia Union, and he's got options with guys that he really believes in, Jeff Larentowicz, Flo Pogba. So we'll see what the manager decides to do. So that's one team with some pressure on them, being the defending champs, as they try to be just the fourth team to repeat. Another team with a lot of pressure on them here today is the Philadelphia Union, as they go for their first ever playoff win, one of the first times they've been the favorites. And I asked Jim Curtin, what's the mood in the locker room?
They're excited. I think that there's nervous energy, which is natural, but we have to come out and play our game. We've had a great regular season now, earned the right to have a home game, which is something that's special for our fans. Now we have to take advantage of it. We've been a team now that hasn't been able to take that next step, and it has to happen today. You mentioned taking that next step, and you're going to have a couple of young center backs in probably their biggest game. What did you say to them? You just try to keep them, level-headed, focused on the task at hand. Red Bull has wingers that come inside, so they'll have to be isolated a little bit and be 1v1, which, we're a brave team with our center backs, and in instances where they are 1v1, we trust them to do their job. So they've had great seasons so far, and we need to continue that tonight. You'll be missing some key guys. Where are you going to look for the goals to come from here today? Yeah, this group, going back to even when Corey Burke, left the team, has had the next man up mentality. Today will be no different. We'll be missing a key guy. I don't know if it's been announced yet, but at the same time, it's an opportunity for another guy to step up. We believe in our full roster, and again, we're really excited to get started against Red Bull here. We will see how the favorites, the Philadelphia Union, fare. Can they get it done? Can they get that elusive first playoff win? I know Jim Curtin's obviously looking forward to that, but then you've got Chris Armis's side, the New York Red Bulls, that have gotten 26 points this season off of teams in the first, on the higher top of the table. So it's going to be an interesting matchup here today. And as you can see, the rain has been coming down pretty heavy since about noon, so that's obviously going to add to the atmosphere here in Chester. Andrew?
Thank you, Jillian. We got to send you guys out there with some umbrellas. Bobby, you got the lineups for us, and there are some surprises here, so take us through it.
There's some talking points, Andrew. As you look at the Red Bulls here, starting in goal, it's Luis Robles. On the left, Kamar Lawrence, Aaron Long, Tim Parker. You know those players. At right back, it's Reese Buckmaster, rookie from Indiana University. Probably started number 3 on the depth chart, but no Kyle Duncan, no Michael Murray at right back. Buckmaster is in. In the midfield is Christian Caceres Jr. Behind, and perhaps in years past it might have been a double pivot. For me now, it's just Caceres there by himself with Mark Shatkovsky and Kaku in front of him. On the left, it's Daniel Royer, who you know. On the right, Josh Sims came to the league during the secondary transfer window on loan from Southampton in the Premier League. Played some games in the Championship, played some very good games in the Premier League as well. He'll be key for Red Bulls today. And up top, it's Tom Barlow. No BWP, no Brian Wright. The player from Wisconsin, his first year with Major League Soccer club, gets the shot up top in the playoffs. And guys, for me, the most important player on this team is Caceres Jr. in the middle. No Tyler Adams, no Dax McCarty. For the Red Bulls to play the way they want to play, they need to win second balls in the middle, and he is the key man for that. But Benny, maybe you see it a little differently.
I think Caceres is extremely important for them. I see that back line, the players that you've seen there before, including Robles coming off his line at times because of that high press, they need to be on top of their game. So Aaron Long, Tim Parker, Robles have to be ready for that.
There is one little nugget we have to go, and I want to go to the striker on this one. It's Barlow, Charlie, and he did score his last goal against the Philadelphia Union back on September 22nd. How's that different from maybe Brian White or BWP?
Well, BWP, he's a legend, right, in this league, scores goals for fun. But he needs service to be successful. And with the way the style this team plays, he's not getting that service. And then you go to Brian White. He hasn't scored a goal since August 11th. This is a striker that's not in form. He had to battle back from injury, so he's still working his way back. And Barlow, you're talking about a player who just scored against Philadelphia on September 22nd, full of confidence. This is a player they're going to depend on because I've liked what I've seen from him. He stretches defenses, he's big, he's strong. This is a player that they're going to use for hold-up play and to get on the end of crosses. Shout out to Bim Bear. Go Badgies. Back to you, Bobby. Who did the Union have out there?
Yeah, well, let's start with the strikers because the Union have some drama on their side as well. As we look up top, no Kasper Szabelko. He missed the decision day presented by AT&T game with a foot injury. He's still not back into the team. In his place, the Union decided to go with the 4-4-2 diamond and 2 strikers up top together, Andrew Wooten and Sergio Santos. Behind them, the diamond midfield. It's the way they started started the league. It's the idea that Ernst Tanner introduced at the beginning of 2019. Some question of whether they'd go to the 4-2-3-1. We see the diamond today. Brendan Aronson as a number 10. 18 years old, just coming off of his first call-up into the senior U.S. men's national team. Behind him, Alejandro Bedoya returns to the starting lineup, also came out early of the decision day game or missed the decision day game, returns from injury in time for this one, paired with Jeremiah Montero. Together, they might be the best two box-to-box midfielders in Major League Soccer, and behind them, Haris Medunjanin at the base of the diamond. Kai Wagner at left back, one of the best left defenders in Major League Soccer this year. Next to him is Mark McKenzie, U.S. Under-20 international, only regained his starting spot in the final third of the year. He will partner Jack Elliott. We heard Jim Curtin talk about how important the center backs are to this team. The everlasting Ray Gaddis in goal, and on the right, and in goal, it's Andre Blake, one of the best goalkeepers in the league. And for me, guys, this one, Haris Medunjanin, one of my favorite players to watch in the league, but he is limited athletically, can't cover ground, and he needs the help of Montero and Bedoya next to him.
For me, what stands out to me is Jamiro Montero. 4 goals, 9 assists. He has as many goals as those strikers do combined. When you're missing Shabilko, who has 15 goals, and I've always said, Philadelphia Union have a shot if they have a goal scorer, a guy who can put the ball in the back of the net. That was Shabilko. They really had a good chance. He's not in the lineup now. Now you're looking for goals from elsewhere. And because Bedoya is at 50, 60, 70%, and Haris Medunjanin doesn't have the legs to cover that much ground, you're depending on Montero to really get around the field, break up plays, and be the engine for this midfield.
And Montero has not been the same guy since he had that ankle injury back in July. So got to score goals, got to find a way through however they can do it. And the playoff struggles for this team have been acute. You have 4 games, 2011, 2 games against the Dynamo, lost both of those. 2016, you know about that one, Charlie. Lost in the knockout round to Toronto 3-1. That was a great Toronto team. We know that. Last year, it was NYCFC 3-1. What did you see in 2016 when you went into the playoffs with this group, knowing that they had just never done it before?
It was a young team with no experience. Everyone was a little nervous, a little anxious, and it showed on the field. They were not ready. And of course, you're dealing with Jovinko and Altidore and Bradley. They were a fantastic team, but they weren't prepared. This game feels different. This feels like there's a lot of veterans. They have the necessary experience, and they have the confidence that they feel that they can make a run, that they can get to an MLS Cup. So that's the difference with this team. However, they're missing a very important piece in Shabilko. So I'm very curious to see how they deal with that and have great options off the bench with Ilsinho and Pico.
Yeah, I was just going to add to that, Charlie. I'm a little worried when I look at this team with how narrow they're going to look. If this is how they look, they're going to be very narrow, and in my opinion, they've been very good at building out of the back, maintaining possessions through Haris and through Bedoya, and then allowing their wingers, Pico, Ilsinho, to get into those areas on one-on-one and find dangerous spots to maybe cross the ball into Casper. I don't know how to say his last name. Shabilko, thank you. And creating things for themselves. So I'm worried about this, and this is what Red Bulls love as well, to try and press the middle of the field.
I actually see it the other way, Benny, for that exact reason that you just pointed at the other end. When you play Red Bulls, second ball is the most important part of the game. Most second balls come up in the middle. Put numbers in the middle of the field. Stack that middle. Win that duel first, because if we think of teams as a soccer team, their ability to keep the ball, the ability to create chances, the Union are the better team, right? They've got more talent, more skill. If they can win those duels of the middle of the field, they're going to be the favorite in this game. So stack the middle, make that your number one priority, and let the soccer come secondary.
I was just going to add one more thing to that. Who's the better team at winning those second balls? Is it Philadelphia, who's never played like that, or is it the Red Bulls, who's been doing that?
But if you're going to
2-3
force
years?
a team to beat you, force Red Bulls to beat you with Buckmaster and Lawrence. So stack the middle numbers in the middle and make them beat you with their outside backs.
We'll see if that gamble pays off for Jim Curtin. That's the first game of the day, 3 p.m. FS1. The second game of the day and the end of the first round, Minnesota and the Galaxy. Ike versus Zlatan. They've got about 208 minutes in Major League Soccer going head-to-head. During that time, Zlatan has 0 open play goals, just 1 PK against Ike Opara in Sporting Kansas City and now Minnesota United. Let's go to our Audi Player Index, focused on the Defender of the Year.
And it's inside the Audi Player Index time, which means we're joined by Matt Doyle.
Yeah, talking Iko Parra as well, and Bobby, as we all know, has his Loons in the playoffs.
So if you were to make a list of what you want from a center back, I think it would have 3 categories. Iko Parra hits all of them. Starting with this one, if we look at his ability to cover space, just his sheer athleticism to be able to keep up with some of the quicker players in the league, he can do that. If you need Iko Parra to run with anyone, he can do it.
Yeah, he makes plays that few other center backs in the league make. But you got to understand, he's not just an athlete out there. He thinks the game as well, and you can see him doing that right there. He knows where the issue is going to be for Minnesota United right here. And it comes from the fact that Roman Metanire, their right back, he has to overlap. For Minnesota United to have any chance going forward, they need to push their right fullback up. That means Ike has to come in, protect in behind to prevent goals or potential goals like that one.
What's the saying that even if you're fast but you read the game slow, you're still going to be late?
Yep.
Iko Parra does both of them. Then the question is, what happens when you get to the ball? What happens when you actually have to win your duel? Iko Parra has that covered too. If we take a look at these plays, when he reads the game, when he catches up to the ball, as both he's doing here, he still has a knack for understanding the flight of the ball, understanding where the ball is going to end up, getting a block, getting a one-header, winning that tackle. He can do all of it.
He can do all of it. And we've seen he has lateral quickness, he has speed in the open field, and then if you take a bad touch, he closes you down, he makes the play. He also can make the play on this side of the ball as well. You enjoy watching Ike going up for these headers, don't you?
Especially, let's consider who's marking him too. That's Chad Marshall, maybe the single best player in the air in MLS history, maybe the best center back in league history, the one that Iko Parra hopes to catch. Which leads to this question, Doyle. Minnesota face off with the Galaxy in the Audi 2019 MLS playoffs. The Galaxy's Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Isn't Iko Parra the best option for hoping to stop him?
The big question. Zlatan's usually a big answer. We'll see what Ike and the Loons have in the playoffs.
All right, for every goal scored in the regular season, Audi dropped $500 into the Audi Goals Drive Progress Fund that directly supported MLS Club Youth Academies. In the regular season, that added up to $634,500. That's a good chunk of change, and the pot is only growing because in the Audi 2019 MLS Cup playoffs, it goes to $2,000 a goal, and yesterday, $34,000 got deposited. Plus, once MLS Cup comes around, it's $10,000 toward the Audi Goals Drive Progress Fund. Now, Iko Parra is liable to drop a couple racks into the fund today. He's a monster on set pieces, as well as, you just learned, the 2019 MLS Defender of the Year. Bobby, Charlie, and Benny have more on this year's award winners.
And we can use the Parra to transition to the next topic, award winners, because Ike was recently named the 2019 Defender of the Year, the second time he's won the award in the last 3 years. And Benny, he's your co-host on the podcast, and you also played with him. What makes Parra so special?
Yeah, he's a great defender, a guy that covers a lot of ground. We've been grilling him about whether him or Miles Robinson's going to get the vote for Defender of the Year, but I'm really glad that he got it. I think not only what he's done this year for Minnesota, scoring goals, defending the back line, improving that defensive side of things, and he's a fantastic player for so many years now, so well worthy of this award.
And that matchup with Zlatan today is going to be the one to watch.
He's going to have to earn his money today.
The second award winner we have is someone that Charlie knows well from up in New England. It's the newcomer of the year, Carles Gil.
I mean, what a player. Gifted left foot. He keeps the ball close, great first touch, and he gets all the players involved in the attack. He's able to find those passes in between the lines. And when he has the ball, it's impossible to get it off his feet. Now, if a teammate loses the ball in the final third or the attacking half, he's always the first one to win it back. And he leads by example. Definitely deserving of this award, and he's a fantastic teammate.
He has really been one of the main guys to revitalize that organization. And another organization that has stepped up in the second half of the year was the Colorado Rapids, partially thanks to the Rookie of the Year, Andrei Shinyashiki.
Yeah, I love this kid. I got to watch him firsthand for about 3 or 4 months while I was there, and he's special. He has the right attitude. He wants to do things. He wants to get on the end of things, and you can see with his blonde hair and blonde mustache that he's not going anywhere. And so I think he's going to be around for a while and be a big star in this league.
Did you say anything about that when he was changing up the styles? And
I wasn't there anymore, but I let him know, please get rid of that thing, but keep doing your thing.
Okay.
Award season is here. Of course, you know Landon Donovan, MLS MVP, is coming. That's a 3-horse race. Carlos Vela, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and Joseph Martinez. I will be shocked if Vela doesn't win that. We got goalkeeper of the year from Allstate, Siggy Schmidt, coach of the year, the comeback player of the year, and much, much more coming, including the AT&T Goal of the Year, which you can vote on through October 22nd. That is Tuesday. Go ahead and vote at MLSsoccer.com/Goal of the Year. And here are your nominees. Benny, Joseph Martinez. Ugh.
Just a little deft touch with his right to keep it that cuts the defender. Another touch, and what a left-footed finish.
Yeah, it looked like a slip and slide right there. Carlos Vela put the whole Quakes team on a slip and slide.
Oh, it started with the run, the dummy, and then dribbling the whole team, the patience. Fantastic goal.
I love this right here. This is my favorite part. Waits. Let Nick Lima tackle again. No. Raul Ruiz-Diaz. Whoop.
Sombreros win, guys.
Yes.
That's a general rule I have in this world. You do that to a defender, you win.
And we might see another one of those. We're not going to see any more of these from Wayne Rooney or this year from midfield.
This is the last one we're going to see of Wayne Rooney. But at least we got to see it. So, 70-yard bomb.
Beautiful strike over the outstretched hands. And here is that sombrero, which I think probably has the odds-on favorite
second best
to win
sombrero.
It depends on your perspective. Come on, this is it, right, Benny? This is the goal of the year.
I actually think this is goal of the year. The balance that he has to bring it down off his chest over Atuesta and the power to finish it. Unbelievable.
30 goals this season for Zlatan Ibrahimovic, 7 assists. He's got a massive opportunity today to change the narrative around him. Because remember last year on Decision Day, Zlatan and the Galaxy just didn't get it done. And he needs to get it done because when he starts and he doesn't score, Galaxy won 7-1 in the season, the one win against FC Cincinnati. Bobby, you've been on the side that maybe sometimes Zlatan doesn't make this team better. What is on his shoulders today?
Well, primarily his defensive responsibilities, because we know what happens when the Los Angeles Galaxy get the ball into Zlatan's Vitor to his head. But that is such a small percentage of the game. And throughout the regular season, when the ball wasn't on the foot or on his head, yes, I see what can happen when the ball does get there. But he relaxes defensively. He doesn't transition. He doesn't counter press. He doesn't follow players behind him and block out passing lanes. And over 34 games, that might be okay. But you're talking about a single elimination game on the road against a very good Minnesota United team. The Galaxy need all 11 players to defend. So I won't be watching what Zlatan does in the box. I'll be watching what he does when the Galaxy aren't even in possession.
If he's not working hard, would you sub him off?
No, I'm not going to sub him off. But you can acknowledge that that it'll hurt the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Look, LA have lost the third most games since the start of May. 14. Only Cincinnati and Houston have lost more. You guys were kind of like laughing a little bit as Bobby was talking about the defensive responsibilities. Walk us through what Ike Opara has on his plate today.
Well, what I'd say is the Galaxy have shown up for every single time they've played LAFC. And that's the big game of the regular season. They're in the playoffs. It's a whole different ball game. I'm assuming that they're going to come out and prepare for this one. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is going to be on top of his game. And if you give him an inch, which is what Ike has to maintain, that will be the biggest problem for Minnesota. So it'll be interesting to see how that battle turns out.
Benny, do teams in the West have a specific plan for Zlatan? Do you talk about trying to bump him early, block out passing lanes to him, or is it just like, well, hope the ball doesn't get to him?
I think for the most part, you want to get your center back behind him and maybe your defensive midfielder to front him because he's so good with the long ball when they play that direct style to either bring it down on his chest or flick it on to one of his attackers, Pavone and Antuna, or maybe even one of the center midfielders. So you got to try and keep it off him.
We will give you the lineups as well as the preview ahead of that game. This is the one we're thinking about right now. We're going to give you the lineups in just 1 second. So, Bobby, I'm going to send you to the board. Give me a key here, Charlie, as we watch the warm-ups out at Talon Energy Stadium.
Get the ball forward, be direct, and play in their half. Knowing that they use the counter press so well, do not take time in your own half to build out of the back. Get it up forward and use those two strikers.
All right, let's see the lineups. Bobby, you got them.
One more time, let's start with the Philadelphia Union, and they decide to go with the 4-4-2 diamond, and you'll notice up top, no Kasper Shabilko. He's still not into the team. In his place is Andrew Wooten and Sergio Santos. The good news, Alejandro Bedoya does make it back into the 11. For the Red Bulls, looking at 4 defenders, 1 defensive midfielder in front of them, 2 attacking midfielders, the 2 wingers, and the center striker. The big talking point here, it's Tom Barlow. No Bradley Wright Phillips, no Brian White. It will fall on Tom Barlow to provide the scoring for this team. Man.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a wild card. Give me one-word answer here. I don't want any analysis. Who's the winner in this one, guys?
Union.
Union 1.
Dupe.
We got Union 2 for 2. Where are you going, Bobby?
People watching on TV.
Okay, he avoided that one pretty well. And I'm going chalk, you know I am. I got the Union. We'll be back after this game to wrap it all up, give you the highlights, and interviews from Jillian Sakovits in Chester, Pennsylvania, and the pregame from LA, Minnesota, as well as wrapping up the whole first round after the final whistle of the night. Enjoy the soccer, everybody. We will see you very, very soon.